So I have to work at 5 and it's like 2 o'clock, so I'm getting ready early just in case. But I'm going to be showing y'all how to do the purple eyeshadow look that I did. So yeah, we're gonna start out by priming our face. I'm using the e.l.f. hydrating face. So I just do two pumps of my primer here, and then just rub it in my For this one, I am doing a voiceover just because my boyfriend and his friends were being loud. I'm doing my eyebrows right now, and I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow in the color Blonde. And I am using my Morphe brush. This is the Morphe Angled M156. And I'm using that spoolie on that concealer brush. And so my audio is really bad for some reason, and I don't know why, but don't mind the light. But for concealer to conceal my eyebrows, I'm using a foundation that I don't like because it just makes the under eye parts of my eyes look weird and crusty, and they're not. So yeah, I'm just gonna go and conceal, and I spoolied them out already, and I put it on my eyelid. On my eyelid, I did put primer on, but I'm going to put a little bit of this as well. So taking that foundation that I just showed y'all, I'm taking it and putting it on my eyelid, even though I already have primer on, but I'm just using it as a base for my eyeshadow. And I'm just taking the same concealer brush that I used for my eyebrows, and I'm just using that to blend it all in. And of course, you have to put it on the other eye as well. And again, my audio is really bad, and I don't know why, but I'll figure it out. Now that my eyes are primed and ready to go, we're going to start with eyeshadow. And I'm using the Morphe times James Charles palette color. So I'm taking that lighter shade, the very first shade, and the James Charles palette. And my audio cuts out right here just because I'm messing with the brushes and it just doesn't seem to pick up the sound, which is me messing with my brushes. But the brush I'm using is that one. I don't know what brand it is. I don't know where it's from. My boyfriend bought it for me. But I'm just taking that lighter shade and putting it all over and mostly in my crease and just working it out and blending it out so that way the other eyeshadows can pop. So now we're just going to go in and start with the colors. So the two colors that I'm actually using are those two purples. It's the last and third to the last color in the eyeshadow palette, and the brush that I am using is going to be the Morphe M158, and then I drop the palette. I'm taking the lighter color though, and I'm going to be blending that into my crease. It's going to look a little bit bad at first, but as I go and blend it out, it'll look better. And then I just do the same thing with the other eye, of course. And again, the sound cut out. I don't know what's wrong with my phone. I'll figure it out though. So yeah, just blending. So another half of this voiceover. Sorry for the background noise. I'm watching Criminal Minds. But now I am taking that darker purple shade that I told y'all I was going to take, and I'm going to be taking this unicorn blending brush that I've had for like 5 years now. I need to get new ones. I'm just going and mixing that in with that lighter purple shade. For some reason I called it pink, but it is purple. And now I'm just talking about how I need new brushes, how I need to clean my brushes, which I did eventually end up cleaning my brushes because that's gross. I usually clean them after every time I do my eyeshadow with them just because that keeps them sanitary and it's gross. And I'm just taking that same darker purple shade and just building it up until I like the... So now I'm going in with my Morphe times Jeffree Star palette, and I'm looking at the shades obviously, and then trying to show y'all what color I'm going to be using. Alright, so I'm going in with that darker purple shade. We're not going in with that purple shade for some odd reason. I just decided not to go in with that purple shade. And I'm using this brush. It's more rounded, but it has a point to it, so I can use it for like the sharper edges. So if I want to do the outer corner, like I'm taking that darker purple and doing the outer corner here, and you can kind of see it, just not too well, but I'm taking that and I'm just blending it out, not only in the outer corner, but I'm taking and blending it out into the crease as well. And of course, when I blend it out better and I use a different blending brush like the one I just grabbed, it blends out a lot better. And it's looking pink, but I promise you it's purple. I just don't have good lighting to do the camera or the quality or the colors justice. And right now I'm just fixing the eyeshadow that's going everywhere, and then I'm going back in with that unicorn blending brush, and now I'm just blending it all out and blending all those colors out and making sure they look good together. Alright, so now I'm taking that gray shade mixed with the black shade. The gray shade's called Vroom Vroom, and the black one is called Fast Lane. And I'm just going to take that gray, start out with the gray, and tap off the excess, of course. And I'm just going to start with that in the outer corner, just to give the eye more depth and make it look darker, because I just didn't want this look to be purple. I wanted to add some gray into it to give it a nice dark kind of look as well. And of course I'm doing the same with the other eye and just blending it out and make sure it's fully blended all the way. So now I'm going to cut my crease, and I'm taking that foundation again, and then here I get irritated because the lid drops on the floor, but I'm taking this really small angled brush. I don't know what brand it's by, and I'm just going to cut my crease, and I'm taking my Morphe times Jeffree Star mirror and just using that, so that's why my face looks really bright. And now I'm just going and cutting my crease. I start from the inner corner and work my way to the middle. I'm not cutting the whole crease, I'm just cutting part of it and making sure that it's all cut. I don't know what I was explaining there, but I'm probably just saying I started from the outer corner in. So here I'm just explaining that now I'm going back to my Morphe times James Charles palette, and I'm going in with that glittery purple shade. It doesn't look glittery, but if you own the palette, you know that it is. And I'm just taking this flat e.l.f. eyeshadow brush. It's flat on the end, so I always use it for my glitter. And now I'm just adding the purple glitter. Again, the light doesn't do me enough justice, but the glitter was on there, and now I'm just taking it and blending it out. You can kind of see the purple, and you could definitely tell a difference. And the purple eyeshadow, I noticed, did have kind of a blue tint to it. It did have some parts of blue glitter in it as well, which I didn't mind. But yeah, so now I'm just taking that on the other eye as well and just blending that in there. Just because I want to add a little bit more color. So for some reason it starts at the beginning of the video, the voice works fine, but then over time it stops. And I was trying to tell y'all that I want to go in with a little bit more of a sparkle, so I'm going back in my Morphe times Jeffree Star palette, and I'm using the silver color called Custom Rims. And again, I'm taking that flat brush and adding that silver shade again to my lid on top of that purple, just because I do want the eyelid to pop as well. So now I'm just focused on making. So here I'm putting the tape on my eyes because I'm doing the old eyeliner with tape trick. I usually freehand it, but I guess I decided to do something different here. And my go-to eyeliner is the NYX Professional Makeup Matte Liquid Liner in the color black. I just love the brush, and I just love how it gets applied when I apply it on my eyes. So I shake my eyeliner before I use it because it like makes the noise like a nail polish does when you first open it. And my tape's falling off, and I poke myself in the eye, and then I look like a sad, depressed person as I'm trying to wipe off the excess eyeliner off. And now I know the Morphe palette that I'm using is blocking your view, but I'm just using the mirror in there to make my eyeliner. And I start out with my lines. Don't mind my boyfriend walking in the middle of this video. And then I start to make my wings, and I connect the lines now to make sure they fully connect. And I'm looking in the So there wasn't much talking in this clip, but I'm just saying now that I'm going to fill in my wings. I didn't fill them in to begin with. I just drew the main lines just so that way I can go and fill them in myself and get a better wing that way. And then I'm going and so here I took off the tape, and now I'm just looking in the viewfinder just to make sure my wings look even. That's just something that I do just to make sure. So there wasn't talking in this clip just because my boyfriend and his friend were in the room, but I'm taking this highlighting stick in rose gold and applying it to my cheeks, my nose, my cupid's bow, and my forehead. Alright, after that I go in and apply it with a beauty blender, and now I'm taking my Milani Conceal and Perfect foundation with a foundation brush, and then I start by using the brush to rub it in, and then I take the beauty blender to correct it and finish it because then it looks gross and weird with the brush. And now I'm using this e.l.f. palette. It's a bronzer palette, and I'm taking these 3 shades and blending it all together, and I'm just taking this flat bronzer contour brush here. And again, my boyfriend and his friend were in the room, so I didn't talk. I just recorded. But then I go and contour my cheeks, of course, put my lips together like a fish and pucker, and then I move my bangs and my baby hairs out of the way so I can get up into my forehead, and of course I contour my hairline going down to my cheekbones, and then you see my boyfriend's head, and then I eventually get my jawline and under my chin, and then I make sure it connects back up to my cheekbone. Alright, now I'm taking this Tarte Shape Tape in the color Fair. It's a little gross, but that's because I use it all the time. I bought a new one, but I'm wiping off the Access concealer off my brush just because I don't need that much concealer. I put 2 dots under each of my eyes, well, 3 I guess, usually I do 2. And then I do one on my nose, one on my cupid's bow, and then I go a little bit up my nose and kind of just do something weird on my forehead, and then I just go and cover up my blemishes, do concealer where I do highlight because I personally think it makes the highlight pop more too, and I usually do my chin, but I guess I forgot. So now I'm taking my beauty blender and just blending it out, even though there was none on my chin, but I blended out my cupid's bow already, and I'm just taking the one under my eye and just blending that out as best as I can, and trying to blend out the cheekbone one as well. And I don't know why I squint my eyes or close my eyes as I blend out the concealer, but I do. And then I'm just taking my finger just to make sure it's fully blended in. Technically, you're not supposed to use your fingers to blend in makeup, but I do it anyway just to make sure that it's fully blended, because sometimes the beauty blender doesn't do you justice. And that's just what I do. Now moving on to my nose, I'm working my way up from my nose into my forehead, working on that weird shape, trying not to mess up my eyebrows and holding back my baby hair. I'm just finishing blending that out as well. So yeah. Now I'm taking this loose powder from Rimmel London Stay Matte. It's a loose powder. I don't know the color. It's like a translucent powder. And then I'm taking this like triangle sponge, and I put the powder in the lid, and then I just take it from the lid, put it onto that sponge, and then just put it under my contour, my cupid's bow, my chin, under my eyes, on my nose, going up my nose, and on my forehead as well, just to, make sure everything's fully baked and good. And then I take a powder brush, and with the excess that I don't use, I go and put it on my chin or not my chin, my neck, because I do blend my foundation into my neck as well. But now I'm taking a mascara and putting that on. This is a mascara I'm using. I forgot the name of it. But now I'm just going and just applying that before I put on my falsies. And I don't know what face I just made, but that was ugly. So the lashes that I used were the Kiss Next Generation Wispy in the name Pompadour lashes. But now I'm going and wiping away all my bake because I apply my lashes while my face is baking. That's just me, that's just what I do. And I make sure I get under my eyes and like everywhere I just put my bake. So putting that brush away, I'm fixing the inner corner of my eyelash because it was bugging me that day and it didn't look right to me. So that's just what I'm explaining about how it doesn't look right. Now I'm just fixing them a little bit, and yeah. Now I'm applying a brush. This is from Tarte. It is in the color, hold on, I'm grabbing it. It is in the color Quirky. And I'm taking this unicorn brush. It's just a big kabuki brush kind of. And this is the one that I use for my blush all the time. And I'm just kind of applying that to the inner corner of my cheeks, right where I applied the bronzer. So it just kind of lays on top of my bronzer. And then I just add a little bit to my nose and a little bit to my forehead as well. Next, I am applying this mascara again, but this time it is going on my lower lash line. I don't know what I'm explaining here, but yeah, I'm just going and applying that to my lower lashes. Don't mind my mascara face. Every girl has one. And as you can see, that glitter did get on my face under my lash line, but that's okay. And now just applying it to the other eye. I apply mascara weird, I know, but it's alright. I'm not too worried about it. And I was just talking here about random stuff and putting it away. So yeah, and now, sorry, I needed some coffee. But now I'm going back in with that palette and taking those purple shades again. Well, that lighter purple shade first, and then I'm taking this flat elf brush, which is the brush that I use for my lower lash line when I do eyeshadow. And now I'm just taking that lighter purple color and applying it on my lower lash line. It's not showing up that well, but it's kind of showing up. But it'll get darker over time just because, of course I'm going to add all the other colors into it as well. And then I'm just making sure that it looks right because, I double check, sometimes I triple check. And now I take that darker purple shade and apply that on top of the lighter purple shade. And then I do the same with the other eye. And I was only thinking about putting it on the inner corner, but I just blended it out all the way because it looked better. Now I'm scratching my nose because my nose itched. So now I'm applying my inner corner highlight, and I'm using this lighter big yellow color. It's not too yellow, but I learned the trick that if you apply a lighter, brighter color shade like this into your lid and then add the glitter on top of it, it just makes your inner corner glitter just pop more. And I'm taking this Kylie highlighter in the color Queen Drip, and that is the color that I am using. It's just a pretty light pink color, and I'm taking this eyeshadow brush. That's like an angled eyeshadow brush that I use to apply it in my inner corner, and I'm taking the mirror to that and just looking in it as well, just to apply that. And again, using the viewfinder to see if it looks right. And it looks like it's not showing up to me, but obviously it is. I just like my inner corner to pop just because I feel like that just makes the whole look pop. And so I'm talking a lot. I know that's boring. But now I'm taking that same color and applying it to my eyebrows for my eyebrow highlight. That's just going underneath my brows, of course. So yeah. So here I'm just explaining how I'm going to be applying some highlighter with my Morphe fan brush. This is a Morphe M310 brush, and I'm spraying my rose water spray on it just because that's what I use to apply my highlighter, is the rose water spray. And I'm taking that Kylie highlighter again just because I really do like that highlighter. You know, I think it works really good and I think it shows up really good. Don't mind my bangs, they always get in the way and I'm getting tired of them. Don't mind the girls screaming in the background. I'm watching Criminal Minds. And I just go over it a couple times on both sides just to make sure I get the full experience that I want. And then I spray the brush again and go back into the highlighter. And then just go and reapply it again. So yeah. So of course, after I get my cheeks, I go into the tip of my nose and my Cupid's bow with that. And then I move on to a different highlighter just to add more sparkle. I'm going in with the e.l.f. Shimmering Highlight Powder in the color Pearl Glow. And again, using that same Morphe brush. I'm just taking that. As soon as I open it, I'm blowing away the excess because it's kind of dirty because I use it a lot. I need to clean my makeup. Don't mind that. And now I'm just taking that and adding it to my cheeks because I like my highlight to pop. And as you can see, that did just add a little bit of shimmer again to my face. So yeah, just applying it where I think the highlight goes. So here I'm applying highlight to my forehead, and I don't know why because I never do that, but I guess I wanted my forehead to have some shimmer. And now I'm just dozing off and talking about something. And now I'm talking about how to make your lips look bigger with contour, and especially your bottom lip. You just basically take contour and just put it right underneath your lip, and it makes your lip look a little bit bigger. And if you want to do the top lip, just do those lines where your Cupid's bow is, and it'll make your top lip pop. So I straightened my hair and took out my ponytail, obviously, but now I'm going in with a lipstick, and I'm going in with this NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in the color Stockholm. And normally I'd go in with a lip liner just to make the lip straight, but I was just like, whatever, this is small enough, I don't need it. And now I'm just fixing it and making it look right. And I hope y'all enjoyed this video.